School of Management Studies, IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course MMPC 006 Marketing Management for MBA program. Block 1 Introduction to Marketing and Markets. Unit 2 Marketing Environment Analysis. Part 1.
The objectives of this unit are to, first, appreciate the vital role and impact of environmental analysis on the business. Second, understand the macro forces of marketing environment and their significance. Third, identifying the elements of micro environment within the firm. Fourth, ascertain the new Indian consumer in the vibrant marketing environment. Fifth, know the meaning, scope, and procedure of conducting marketing research. Introduction. Human beings and all living creatures live and survive in certain environments suitable and conducive for their existence and would also adjust and accommodate from time to time according to the prevailing climate and weather conditions at a given place or location. Businesses are no exception in this regard. Every business should identify and consider the most conducive environment, both external as well as internal to the firm, that should enable them to run the business in the most profitable manner with the customer at its core for growth, development, and sustainability. As marketing is conducted outside the four walls of the company, it becomes even more mandatory for initiating a thorough analysis of the marketing environment of a firm in which it operates. This helps in identifying changes, trends, opportunities, and threats. This is also known as environmental scanning. In other words, scanning of marketing environment helps to identify the strengths and weaknesses of a company and opportunities and threats posed by the external environment. The strengths and weaknesses of a firm imply its internal abilities and limitations. You might be thinking that such analysis would simply tell you what could go wrong. However, it can do much more. As a marketeer, you cannot control any of the major forces, but the environmental scanning would enable your company to review, revise, respond, and adjust its decisions in tune with the unmet needs and changing trends. Marketing organizations miss many opportunities by foregoing environmental analysis. As a marketer, you must monitor 6 macro factors or forces which are external to the firm per se. These include demographic, economic, social, cultural, natural, technological, and political, legal. We will take you through these critical factors or forces that play a key role in nurturing the business in general and marketing effort in specific. Each of these factors does influence each other on the overall scheme of things. The marketing environment is the combination of the micro-environment and macro-environment. According to Philip Kotler, a company's marketing environment consists of the internal factors and forces which affect the company's ability to develop and maintain successful transactions and relationships with the company's target customers. According to Pride and Farrell, the marketing environment consists of external forces that directly or indirectly influence an organization's acquisition of inputs and generation of outputs. Changing role and impact of marketing environment. We are watching the dinosaurs die, but we do not know what will take their place, commented Lester Thoreau, an economist once at MIT. Let us try and understand the above statement with the following example. Until the 1990s, the Indian telecommunications was the domain of the Department of Telecommunications under the Union government, which provided basic telephony. The telecom sector had witnessed drastic changes with the opening of the economy. With the onset of liberalization, privatization and globalization, coupled with the technological breakthroughs, brought new players in the private sector of the telecom space into the market with new brands of telecom products and services. With the creation of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India as a regulator in the country, the Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited has been created as a full-fledged company to take competition head-on. As a result, now the Indian customer has more brand options to choose from. Mobile phones became common man's products. The prices of telecom services have been slashed. And in the process, the landline phone became the example of a dinosaur in the Indian corporate world. This exemplifies the diminishing role of the government-owned BSNL in the telecom industry, which had invested heavily in the landline phone technology, thereby not being able to respond to the drastic changes that were taking place in the external environment. Therefore, it is essential for marketing organizations to learn how to predict, understand, and adapt to the changes in the dynamic environment through appropriate marketing decisions in terms of product, pricing, placing, and promotion or marketing communications mix. By the turn of the second decade of the 21st century, it is apparent that organizations started facing unprecedented challenges in marketing to cope with global competition, technological revolution, turbulent markets, and escalating customer aspirations for a better quality of life, ever-growing inflation, climate change, and sudden health calamity triggered by the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic across the globe. Among the challenges to mention above, let us take COVID-19 as an example, which had affected the entire universe despite the virus being invisible to the naked eye. Coronavirus had impacted our lives irrespective of caste, creed, religion, race, etc., thus impacting and destabilizing normal human life with fear and agony in one side of its existence. The other side of the pandemic due to the virus is an increase in the area of digital consumption among customers in every arena, from streaming entertainment to online purchases. As a result, the magnitude of digital marketing has increased manifold to reach out to both new and existing customers. This has led to the adoption of increased digital marketing campaigns, promotions to enhance and speed up sales. The Creto report on COVID-19 impact on India reveals that 40% of marketers attributed the pandemic to the accelerated digital transformation of their business processes. 1 in every 2 marketers increased their digital marketing spends during the pandemic despite revenue losses. 55% of marketers confirmed that they made significant changes to their marketing strategies during the pandemic. They also planned to allocate more spends on social media, content marketing, paid video, and retail websites or apps advertising. That means the pandemic compelled many marketing organizations to revisit their approach towards their marketing effort. This unit will specially focus on the understanding and analysis of the marketing environment in which the firm operates from the Indian context. The beginning of environmental analysis commences with the Marketing Information System MIS department or arm should be in place within the organization. The role of MIS is to assess the information needs of managers, develop the needed information, and distribute that information in a timely manner. The outputs or reports emanating from the MIS can be classified into periodic reports, triggered reports, demand reports, and specialized databases, etc. In recent times, data warehousing and data mining are concepts that gained popularity in relation to processing, storing, unearthing, and utilizing information. Quite often, companies require information for solving a specific marketing problem. Marketing research reports and information does offer the needed information. Marketing research not only creates marketing information but also uses it as its input. The importance of marketing research and its linkage with the environmental analysis thus becomes obvious and is discussed at the end of this unit. In the beginning, we made a mention that every business, whether small, medium, or large, irrespective of the nature of its businesses, should judicially scan and monitor 6 macro factors or forces of external environment which are mentioned below. The macro environment of marketing includes the following. First, demographic factors. Second, economic factors. Third, socio-cultural factors. Fourth, natural factors. Fifth, technological factors. Sixth, political legal factors. Demographic environment. Demography is a study of the population. People constitute the markets. Therefore, marketers are interested to understand the changing composition of people in terms of size and rate of growth in different regions, cities, towns, and rural areas. They want to know the age distribution of people, educational levels, and household patterns. Composition of the workforce, occupation-wise, and religious background of people is also an important part of the demographic environment. From a marketing perspective, India is the second largest market in the world, next to China. India is projected to surpass China to become the world's most populous country by 2024. By 2030, the country is expected to be home to more than 1.5 billion people. India's population is expected to reach 1.7 billion by 2050. With regard to the age composition, India has more than 50% of its population below the age of 25. 2 out of 3 Indians are below the age of 35. The average age of an Indian was 29 years in 2020. It was 37 for China and 48 for Japan. India has more than 2,000 ethnic groups. More than 19,500 languages are spoken in India as mother tongues. There are 121 languages that are spoken by 10,000 or more people in the country. The life expectancy for India in 2021 is 69.96 years. An example of India's young customers. India has a relatively younger population compared to many countries. A survey on the next normal, the rise of the contactless economy conducted by the Data Sciences Division of the advertising agency Dentsu India in metros and cities in 2021 highlights some of the following. 7 out of 10 young consumers were ready to buy a less known brand with a preference for local brands in categories of fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG, personal and home care, health products, and apparel. First, millennial aged 25 to 39 years and Gen Z aged 5 to 25 years, audiences lean towards local, socially, and environmentally sustainable choices. Second, the young customers prefer products that use organic and Ayurvedic ingredients in the personal care category. Third, a vast majority of them want to spend a higher amount on sanitization and immunity products due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Fourth, as a result, they prefer brands such as Dabur Chyawanprash, Revital, Patanjali, and Himalaya vitamins. Fifth, lockdowns and restrictions fuel the online economy. For example, in the banking sector, about 60% of transactions of customers were fulfilled via virtual wallets, 23% by credit and debit cards, and the rest via cash. Sixth, digital payments platform Google Pay enjoys the lion's share of online payments, followed by Paytm. Seventh, groceries and snacks witnessed a threefold rise in online deliveries. Food delivery is largely online. Eighth, apparel, footwear, and jewelry purchases are largely offline. Economic environment. Marketers should keep track of and monitor the purchasing capacity of their customers. The purchasing patterns and power of people depends on factors such as their income, savings, inflation, and ability of credit, etc. The economic reforms adopted in 1991 are applauded for the high economic growth seen during 1991 to 2011 and substantial reduction of poverty from 2005 to 2015. However, the Indian economy was failing to generate sustainable livelihoods for the workforce. COVID-19 impact on the Indian economy. The coronavirus pandemic affected the Indian economy severely. The following points highlight the immediate impact of COVID on the economy. First, largest GDP contraction. Second, sharp rise in unemployment. Third, stress on supply chains. Fourth, decrease in government income. Fifth, the collapse of the tourism and hospitality industry. Sixth, reduced consumer activity. As a result, major companies in India such as Larsen & Toubro, Bharat Forge, Ultratech Cement, Grasim Industries, Aditya Birla Group, BHEL and Tata Motors temporarily reduced operations significantly. Here are 5 sectors that have been hit the hardest by the second wave of COVID-19 according to India Today. Hospitality sector. This sector includes many businesses like restaurants, hotels, services, apartments, pubs and bars. The consequence will be in a massive spike in unemployment. Tourism sector. The hospitality sector is interlinked to the tourism sector. The tourism and travel sector that employs millions of Indians contributes nearly 7% of India's GDP. It comprises hotels, homestays, holiday homes, motels, and boarding and lodging, etc. This is likely to have a shocking impact on household incomes, as the result will be rise in unemployment status. Aviation and travel sector. Aviation, railways, state transports, and other private transport operators and establishments experienced a 50% reduction in the first 2 waves. People were scared to step out of their homes. Till people gain the confidence to opt for such services, the outlook for the travel and transport sector does look bleak. Automobile sector. Since automobiles are discretionary products, vehicle sales largely depend on consumer sentiments. The demand for non-essential products continue to fall further. Real estate and construction sector. As a large number of migrant or guest workers left urban or cities areas, it hit both housing and construction projects. Construction sites were operating with roughly half their strength. Builders were also facing material shortages due to the restrictions imposed during the pandemic. Socio-cultural environment. Socio-cultural environment is composed of culture, social class, traditions, beliefs, values, and lifestyles of the people in a given society. In Indian culture, some of our cultural values are deep-rooted. They are known as core values. For example, believing that children should get an education is a core value. It is not easy to change the core values. The secondary values are subject to change. For example, believing that the children should get education from expensive schools located in posh areas is a secondary value. The marketers try to influence such secondary values of their target customers to some extent through marketing efforts. Social class is an important concept, and every society is composed of different social classes. It is determined by the type of income, residential location, and type of occupation, and so on. Each social class normally exhibits a specific pattern of behavior and lifestyle. We all know that India is known for its diversity in terms of religions, languages, traditions, and customs. Such a diversity is reflected in the way people behave, their food habits, clothing, and their choices of goods and services, etc. Indian society in general is known for having a strong family system. However, in recent times, many changes took place in the cultural arena due to the impact of media, growing exposure to Western lifestyles, the popularity of the new media, also known as social media, growing urbanization, and the globalized world. Women's education, employment opportunities in emerging industries, growth of services sector, and ever-expanding segment of middle class led to major cultural shifts or swings. The marketers look for such cultural shifts while conducting an environmental analysis. This would enable them to trace out the marketing opportunities or threats impacting their business. Despite the impact of globalization, Western lifestyles, and such factors, some Indian companies try to appeal to the customers by intelligently using cultural or ethnic aspects. Robin Blue Liquid from Reckitt and Benicia offers a blue tinge to white clothes. Himalaya, products meant for personal care and health care are positioned based on Ayurveda, a traditional and alternative system of medicine. Parachute hair oil brand has several variants which includes hot oil. It contains herbs that provide heat when the oil is applied. Quaker Oats brand's timing of entry was in tune with the health and fitness culture sweeping urbanities. Hindustan Unilever repositioned its bath soap Lifebuoy with family imagery. Lux brand is associated with celebrities. Hammam brand built around the family. The changing socio-cultural milieu provides many clues for the marketers in India to harness business opportunities. Natural environment. The environmental analysis must also involve the study of natural resources, ecology, and climatic conditions in a state or country where the company operates. Corporate environmentalism calls for the integration of environmental issues into the firm's strategic marketing. Such environmental issues include, first, availability of raw materials is critical to the functioning of a firm. Second, cost and price structure of raw materials. Third, availability of cost of energy. Fourth, environmental pollution, protection of wildlife and ocean life. Fifth, environmental regulations and the role of environmental activists. Sixth, impact of climate change on the firm and ecological balance. India is known for its rich natural resources like iron, coal, minerals, rivers, ocean wealth, and good rainfall. Industrial production in the country has grown by more than 50-fold over the last century. The Central Pollution Control Board identifies 17 categories and of most polluting industries that cause environmental degradation leading to health hazards. About 77% of the industries contribute to water pollution, while 15% to air pollution and the remaining 8% to both air and water pollution. According to a report published in Down to Earth, June 6, 2019, both surface and underground water resources are under stress in India. There has been 136% increase in the number of grossly polluting industries between 2011 and 2018. Around 84% of GPIs were located in 4 states: Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, and Gujarat. GPIs are industrial units that discharge more than 1 lakh liters of wastewater and or hazardous chemicals into the rivers. They include pulp and paper mills, distilleries, sugar mills, and textile units. According to the National Mission for Clean Ganga, the industrial pockets in the catchments of Ramganga and Kali tributaries and in Kanpur city are significant sources of industrial pollution. The major contributors are tanneries in Kanpur and distilleries, paper mills and sugar mills in the Kosi, Ramganga and Kali river catchments. Amongst these, the sugar industry is the key violator. Several sugar mills in the region were asked to close down until they meet all the pollution control norms specified by CPCB. This is only an example that underscores the importance of being ethical and legal while conducting business activities. Technological environment. Take any sphere of life, the new and emerging technological changes influenced it tremendously, be it personal life, corporate life, or social life. As we are aware, technology today emerged as the driving force impacting the marketing environment. Technology has revolutionized the production processes, use of new raw materials, and logistics. Information technology also has a profound influence on business firms and their final products. As individual customers, the way we enjoy entertainment, music, and/or access to education, healthcare, technological innovations impacted all such fields. Digital technology, a marketing tool. Traditionally, marketers used to reach their customers primarily through print, TV, and radio commercials. We all know that the internet and email became more popular in recent times in marketing communications. In other words, most marketers today use a combination of traditional media, that is, the newspaper ads, TV commercials, and outdoor advertising, and digital media, that is, emails, social media, Google Ads. New technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, and the Internet of Things enable the customers to use an app from a mobile device to control a product. Further, voice assistants like Alexa would help answer the questions on demand. The impact of digital technology on the marketing practices of a firm will continue to grow in the years to come. The marketers should monitor the major technological trends in the process of environmental scanning. First, artificial learning and machine learning. Second, robotic process automation. Third, edge computing. Fourth, quantum computing. Fifth, virtual reality and augmented reality. Sixth, blockchain. Seventh, Internet of Things. Eighth, 5G. Ninth, cybersecurity.
We were listening to the audiobook by the School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program, course code MMPC 006, Marketing Management. Course Coordinator Professor T.B. Vijay Kumar, School of Management Studies IGNOU. Edited by Savita. Program assisted by Tarannum Jahan and Jagbandhu Jana. Program produced by Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.